In a sleepy town nestled among the rolling hills of rural America, whispers of an ancient secret have been passed down through generations. Hidden deep within the dense, misty woods lies a place that sends shivers down the spines of even the bravest locals, the Forgotten Cemetery. This isn't your ordinary graveyard, oh no. The stories told around crackling campfires speak of something far more sinister lurking beneath the overgrown tombstones and crumbling mausoleums. Legend has it that many of those buried in the Forgotten Cemetery weren't actually dead when they were laid to rest. Victims of premature burial, their souls are said to be trapped in a horrifying limbo, forever clawing at the earth above them in a desperate attempt to break free. The townsfolk swear they can sometimes hear faint scratching sounds coming from the ground on particularly quiet nights, as if the restless spirits are still trying to escape their earthly prisons. For years, curious teenagers and thrill-seekers have dared each other to venture into the cemetery after dark, but few have had the courage to follow through. That is, until one fateful Halloween night, when a group of college friends decided to put their bravery to the test. Armed with nothing but flashlights, cameras, and a healthy dose of liquid courage, they set out to uncover the truth behind the local legend. As they approached the rusted iron gates of the Forgotten Cemetery, an eerie silence fell over the group. The usual sounds of the forest, chirping crickets, rustling leaves, and hooting owls, seemed to have vanished, replaced by an oppressive stillness that sent chills down their spines. Exchanging nervous glances, they pushed open the creaking gate and stepped into the graveyard. At first, their nervous laughter echoed through the night as they cracked jokes and tried to lighten the mood. But as they ventured deeper into the cemetery, their smiles faded and their voices grew hushed. The beam of their flashlights danced across weathered headstones, revealing names and dates long since forgotten by the living world. Suddenly, a gust of wind whipped through the trees, causing the branches to sway and cast eerie shadows across the ground. The friends huddled closer together, their hearts pounding in their chests as they realized they were no longer alone. Out of the corner of their eyes, they caught glimpses of ghostly figures darting between the tombstones, always just out of reach of their flashlight beams. As they stumbled through the overgrown paths, tripping over exposed roots and tangled vines, they came across something that made their blood run cold. There, hidden behind a thick curtain of ivy, stood an ancient family crypt. Its stone walls were covered in moss and lichen, giving it an otherworldly appearance in the pale moonlight. But what truly sent shivers down their spines was the fact that the heavy stone door of the crypt stood slightly ajar, as if someone or something had recently entered or escaped. The friends exchanged worried glances, their curiosity warring with their growing sense of dread. Should they turn back now, or press on to uncover the secrets that lay within? After a moment of hesitation, they gathered their courage and slowly approached the entrance to the crypt. As they drew closer, they could feel the temperature dropping rapidly, their breath forming misty clouds in the frigid air. The atmosphere inside the crypt was thick and heavy, as if the very air was trying to push them back out into the safety of the night. With trembling hands, they pushed open the door and stepped inside. The beam of their flashlights revealed rows of stone sarcophagi, their surfaces adorned with intricate carvings and faded inscriptions. But it was what lay at the far end of the crypt that truly caught their attention: a ornate coffin, its lid slightly askew, as if someone had recently emerged from within. As they inched closer to investigate, a bone-chilling howl echoed through the trees outside. The friends froze in terror as a dark, shadowy figure materialized from the mist that had begun to seep into the crypt. Its form was indistinct, constantly shifting and swirling, but there was no mistaking the hollow, otherworldly voice that emanated from its depths. "Leave this place," the spectral figure warned, its voice seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "Leave before the midnight bell tolls, or you will never leave at all. The secrets of the Forgotten Cemetery are not for mortal eyes to see. The friends stood rooted to the spot, their minds racing as they tried to process what they were seeing and hearing. Was this some elaborate Halloween prank? Or had they truly stumbled upon something supernatural? The logical part of their brains screamed at them to run, to flee back to the safety of their dorm rooms and never speak of this night again. But there was another part of them, a part driven by curiosity and the desire to uncover the truth, that urged them to stay. What dark secrets lay hidden within the walls of this ancient crypt? What was the true story behind the legend of the forgotten cemetery? And most importantly, what would happen if they chose to ignore the ghostly warning and remain until the stroke of midnight? As the group stood there, torn between their fear and their burning desire for answers, the wind outside began to pick up. The branches of the trees creaked and groaned, their shadows dancing across the walls of the crypt like restless spirits. In the distance, they could hear the faint tolling of a bell, signaling that midnight was fast approaching. Time seemed to stand still as the friends looked at one another, silently debating their next move. Should they heed the warning and flee while they still had the chance? Or should they stay and risk becoming the next chapter in the dark legend of the forgotten cemetery? The choice was theirs to make, but one thing was certain: whatever decision they came to, their lives would never be the same after this night. The secrets of the forgotten cemetery had a way of leaving their mark on those who dared to seek them out, and these friends were about to learn that some mysteries are better left buried. As the final chimes of the midnight bell echoed through the night, the fate of the curious friends hung in the balance. Would they uncover the truth behind the centuries-old legend? Or would they become the next souls trapped within the cursed soil of the forgotten cemetery? Only time would tell, but one thing was certain: the dark history of this place was far from over, and its ghostly residents were not about to give up their secrets without a fight.